How you doing? I'm going to talk about this pretty yellow metal. Gold, yes. Why is the stuff in this vial 100 million years older than the stuff in this other vial? And could it come from outer space? We'll find out. Maybe. Before we get to that, I'd had a few questions, a couple of comments on the channel. So, why is the soil so red, especially where I'm working? This is a little island I'd like to call home. You can see how most of the area, probably more than half of Australia there, or half of Australia, is very, very red. This is the iron ore, rusting away, releasing oxides and just turning everything red. Most of the gold, Western Australia, it's heaps of it. But down here in Victoria, it's not red at all, but that's probably where most of the gold's been pulled out of Australia. If not the bitter species anyway. And it's not red, so the redness, it's a good indicator, but I tell you, I had a comment the other day. It was a really, really good comment, so it's not that easy to answer that. Not as easy as you would think. Alright, so here's rocks here. They're actually river worn. They came out of a river at some point. They were buried. They were put into the creek to get washed. Once they'd been washed, they'd get pulled out and chucked on the bank. And so they're not basalt, and they haven't been broken apart to try and get gold out. And okay, this is why. Okay, the gold here came from up here in Queensland. Up here, the gold is 500 million years old in that form. And when you travel down to Victoria, the gold there is 600 million years old. Now there's a million years difference between the gold here to the gold there. And the same for New South Wales, it's the same with Victoria. Now what happened is this gold here got pushed up a lot earlier, or formed a lot earlier. And when it came up, it filled all the creeks and rivers and all that near where it came up after it was broken away from the quartz. And then there's a lot of volcanic stuff happening. Lava flows would cover the creeks and the rivers anywhere near the volcanoes, and it would bury the gold, and then also gold got covered with mud and crap and ended up being formed into, surrounded by other material and then flattened and swaths and all that. And then now when you dig it up, it's like digging up concrete, but the gold sat in amongst all the other stuff it was buried with. But up here, the gold wasn't formed. The gold here wasn't formed until 100 million years later, and that's the same time when the mountains where I were. Okay, YouTube, if you want to start a channel or do anything, you need to get 1,000 subscribers, and you still need 4,000 hours of watch time. So really, there's a long way to go if I even want to make a few cents out of this. But that's alright, I'm happy to do this for nothing. And there is a lot of work involved, but somebody's got to tell you people what I think is real. I live here in Townsville, and all the Dald is way out here. It's about an hour and a half for me to get to Charters Towers, and then I get out to the property. So it's not something I can do every weekend. About once a month I get out, if I'm lucky. Okay, here we go. I've been putting off trying to tell you this because it's a little hard to handle. But the stuff here, in its present form, is 500 million years old in its present form. Before that, it was a liquid floating around in hot boiling water and all the other fun stuff. But before that, it was a solid. I imagine still in its sort of form it is today. Alright, so what happened? This little ball here, I like to call home. Once upon a time, it was just a fiery ball of molten crap all over it. And anyway, it got hit with a heap of meteorites. Meteorites are that come through, and all your heavy metals came from those meteorites. All your gold, lead, and all the heavy metals that we know today. And where the meteorites are hitting, they're hitting Australia, and as the ball spins, the meteorites are hitting there, and so on and so on. So all the meteorites are coming from one direction in a belt, but because the Earth is spinning and the belt is so on to go through, the Dald dot put all around the world in different places. Now, as the Earth crust formed or whatever happened, then it built up that much pressure inside that crust that had to get out, and all that molten hot water with the Dald in a liquid form all trying to push out, and any little crack found its way up. Once it got to the surface, that liquid turned into quartz, and quartz being one of the most common minerals on the planet. You find that everywhere, but the Dald you don't. And because of the meteorites, they are only hitting certain places. Only certain places Dald come up with the quartz. Once it hit the surface, if it ran past granite or something like that, that was a very hard, cold rock, it would find a little pocket in there and hide in there, and then form into a solid piece of Dald. If not, just keep travelling with the quartz until eventually it healed down and became solid. And this is why you only find Dald in, say, random places. But where you find Dald, you find the other heavy metals as well. This is the theory I told. I don't no reason to believe it's not right, but it does mean this little stuff here is really older than the Earth. There you go. Alright, if you have any questions, just shoot them through, and we'll do another Q&A when we get time. Always happy to try and answer what little I know, and help you people out, because that's what we do. We help each other out. So, till next time.